All right, San Antonio Spurs beat the Wizards 124 to 113. Then yeah, man, we won the game. It's cool to win, but Washington honestly out executed us. Kind of the same thing we do a lot of the time. We can come out with all our young players and get a big lead early in the game, and then we just can't make our big lead even bigger, if that makes sense. Washington, we'll get to the stats in a second here, but they honestly outplayed us, in my opinion. We just won the game off of our team being much more talented than the Wizards. And if we were missing Wembanyama, if we're missing De'Aaron Fox, we probably could have lost this game. To be honest, a lot of the same stuff we see a lot of the time. We got into the fourth quarter, got late into the game, and we just get stagnant. We get the lead, and then we start playing like we're just trying not to lose instead of playing to win the game. We'll have like a 20-point lead, 15, 20-point lead, and then we start taking shots that we wouldn't have taken if we were up 20 points. Um, I always watch when we're up double digits, and like I was saying, a lot of the time we won't execute the way we would have been executing if the game was still tied. But this is our lead chart right here. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter. All the black is the Spurs. The little royal blue is the Wizards right there. But first quarter was pretty back and forth. It was a five point game all the way through the first quarter. Right here, Washington was up about 4 points going into the second quarter. Then we make our giant run. We get up almost 20 points in the second quarter. We go in the third quarter. We opened it up. Our biggest lead was 24 points right there in the third quarter. Our lead starts kind of trickling down right here. If you see, this is right towards the end of the fourth quarter. And right there is a 10-point lead. So if you see, Washington cut it down. They cut it down to like an 8-point game late in the fourth quarter. De'Aaron Fox ended up making some big shots, and we end up winning the game. But like I said, it's cool we won, but Washington honestly out-executed us. We just had more talent, so we ended up winning the game. We'll get to the player stats here in a second. But 124-113, we won the game by 11 points. We out-rebounded them 61 to 43. We normally win the rebound battle, nothing different in this game. We have the 26 assists. Washington has 20 assists. I guess pretty good ball movement by both teams. Nothing too crazy. Like I said, in the third quarter, fourth quarter, once we're up 15, 20 points, our offense kind of stagnates. We stop moving off ball. We stop giving as much of an effort on defense as we would have if we were in a tie game, if we were up 5 points. Again, like I said earlier, we'll start taking shots when we're up 15 or more points that we wouldn't have taken if the game was still close. They have 5 steals. We have 3. They have 7 blocks. We have 5 blocks. Nothing crazy. It was a really clean game by both teams, to be honest. Washington only has 5 turnovers all game. So like I was saying, they out-executed us. They played better basketball than us, to be totally honest. We just have more talented players than the Wizards, and that's honestly why we won the game at the end of the day. But we have 9 turnovers. 9 turnovers is really good. If we're below 10 turnovers, if we're single-digit turnovers, I'm always proud of the way we played, but Washington only has 5 turnovers. We weren't watching like the OKC game, then watching this game. Of course, we're going to get up for OKC, but we'll play up to our competition and we'll play down to our competition as well. And we played down to the Washington Wizards level. Unfortunately, this game we were still able to win in the end, but playing against OKC, our defense is just swarming, just so aggressive, making all these switches, double teaming SGA, doing so many things to disrupt the offense. Where in this game, Washington only has 5 turnovers. If we were more aggressive, playing our real style of defense, we could have forced them into double-digit turnovers, as we probably should have. But Wemby's still on his minutes restriction. He only played maybe 21 minutes this game. So once Wemby can play 30 minutes or more, then we can start pressing up on the perimeter and kind of playing the style of defense that we want to play. But that's not really an excuse. We still should have forced. We should have forced more than 5 turnovers. We just weren't very aggressive this game, to be honest. Even in the first quarter, I felt like we came out, the game started, and we thought Washington was just going to roll over and just die as soon as the game started. But, credit to them. They played really hard all game long. And again, we only won because we're the more talented team. We shoot 41% from the field. They shoot 44%. So again, they out-executed us as far as shooting the ball goes. They're 24% from 3. We're 32%. That just comes down to them not having shooters like we do. Tristan Vucevic, he played very well out there. 78% for our free throws. They shot 75%. We have 56 points in the paint. They have 48. We normally win the points in the paint battle. We crushed them on second chance points, 32-9. We just absolutely destroyed them on the second chance points battle. And again, we had 18 more rebounds than they did. Luke Kornet did a really good job rebounding the ball out there. I think he had like 20 points and 12 rebounds when the game was over. And they beat us by 3 points in the fast break points battle. So again, just a poor effort, to be honest. We played down to Washington's level, and we should not do that. We should come out and execute to the same level every single night, and we didn't do it tonight. We'll start off with Washington stats. Tristan Vucevic, he flashed like the most to me. He had the 18 points, 2 for 9 from 3. He has the 9 rebounds. He had 3 blocks as well. So Vucevic had a good game. I do like him out there. Bub Carrington, he's either a rookie or a second-year player, I want to say, but he's 7 for 11. He knocks down 4 of his 6 threes, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. He had a clean game as well. We know what CJ McCollum can do. He had 15 points on 15 shots, so not very efficient. All right, San Antonio Spurs beat the Wizards 124. Nice shots up out there, if you see right down here. So even with our entire squad in there healthy, which we were at the end of the game, I should never order. But again, they cut it down to 8 points, and I was thinking, are we really about to blow this game to the Washington? All right, we're able to get the win. Starting with Luke Kornet. Luke Kornet's been when Wemby's missing games. Luke's been so giant for us. Even when they're both out there at the same time, we can play our twin tower style lineup. And if we run into Houston in the playoffs, we might have to bust out that lineup and play Luke Kornet next to Wemby when Houston goes with their super gigantic lineup that they like to do. But Luke has the 20 points, 12 rebounds, 1 block, 0 turnovers. He's 8 for 11 out there, 72% from the field. Luke Kornet never plays outside of himself. He just stays down low. He blocks shots. He gets rebounds. He gets layups. He gets dunks. And he just knows his role, and he plays his role so perfectly. I can't say enough good things about Luke Kornet, but he's 20 and 12. Again, if Luke's not out there, if we didn't have our whole lineup healthy out there, we may have lost this game, to be honest. And it was just, honestly, just a disappointing, we won, but just a disappointing performance. I'm sure Mitch Johnson is going to have all sorts of tape and all sorts of things to go over with the boys from this performance. Devin Vassell, he takes 11 shots, 11 points on 11 shots. Just a really inefficient night for him. He's 2 for 7 from 3, 6 rebounds, 1 block. I always say Devin Vassell, Harrison Barnes, Julian Champagnie, I kind of throw them all in the same bucket there, and they're not all three going to have a bad night on the same night. So like tonight, for example, Vassell was off, but Harrison Barnes is 5 for 11. He scores 14 points. He's 2 for 6 from 3. So not so much a great night for Harrison Barnes, but he picked up a bit of the slack. Julian Champagnie, he's 1 for 6 from 3. He only has 3 points. Champagnie's been a bit off from 3 these past few games. I'm not extremely concerned about him. I'm sure he'll get it back going, but he's had good 3-point looks. He's okay defensively, but Harrison Barnes and Julian Champagnie, if they're not knocking down the 3 ball, they're not really providing that much for us out there, to be honest. But Champagnie was a bit off. Harrison Barnes has the 14 points. We kind of picked up the slack for Vassell and Champagnie out there. Stephon Castle, man, he's just so good out there. He does so many things other than scoring the ball. So if he has just terrible is not really the right word. It's a really bad game for Stephon Castle, and he still has 18 points, 11 assists, and 3 steals. He only has 2 turnovers, so I love to see that. He's been really turnover prone all season long, to be honest. So having the 11 assists with only the 2 turnovers is really impressive. 5 rebounds. I call this a bad game for Castle. I call this a really bad game for Stephon Castle, and he's just such a great player. We expect so much from Castle. The jump he's taken from his rookie year to where he's at right now has been really, really impressive. But he was 4 for 16 out there. He's 25% from the field. He's 1 for 5 from 3. He gets 13 free throw attempts, so it's good to see him at least getting the free throw attempts he deserves. There was plays in this game where he got hacked, and he still didn't get to the free throw line. Officials have no respect for Stephon Castle. I have an entire video about it, but it makes no sense. Stephon Castle goes really strong to the rim. He goes up. He doesn't exaggerate contact. He doesn't flop. And because he plays so strong and finishes through contact, he doesn't get rewarded with free throws. And it's really frustrating. It reminds me of Anthony Edwards. They're both very different play styles, but same thing with Anthony Edwards. He'll drive really hard to the rim. He doesn't exaggerate contact. He plays through the contact, and he'll get slapped and hacked on his arms, just like Stephon Castle does. He'll play through it and go up for the finish, and because he didn't exaggerate the contact, the officials won't give him the foul calls. But bad game, good. Let me know what y'all think. I call it a bad game for Stephon Castle, but he's just so good out there. Even on a bad game, he still gives you 18 points, 11 assists, 3 steals, and just elite defense all game long. We already talked about Harrison Barnes, Luke Cornett, Vassell, Keldon Johnson. Surprisingly, Keldon Johnson's become kind of a more consistent player than Devin Vassell. And I never thought I'd be saying that last season, but Keldon, he's pretty much our sixth man off the bench. Probably Dylan Harper. Keldon Johnson's probably more our sixth man right now, but he gives us such great production in his new role. He just comes in, brings all the energy, plays really physical defense. He attacks the offensive glass like crazy. He finishes down low for the most part. His three ball looks even better than it did last season. And the main thing, just his decision making. I'm so impressed with how much better his basketball IQ has gotten. And he just makes great decisions when he's out on the court. But Keldon has the 12 points, 9 rebounds, only 1 turnover. He had 6 offensive rebounds. So that's the thing. Mitch Johnson's obviously told Keldon, just get down low in the paint. If a shot goes up on our end, just get down low and try to get the offensive rebound. And he gets a lot of them. And when he gets those offensive rebounds, it's usually kickouts for an open 3 ball. We won the second chance points battle by a lot, and Keldon Johnson is a big part of our second chance points pretty much every single game. Keldon's been just so great for us all season long. Wemby 6 for 13. He has the 14 points. Plays his 21 minutes. I'm pretty sure his minutes restriction is at 21 minutes. Then as time goes on, we'll see how many more minutes we're giving him. Mitch Johnson said he has no time frame on it. He's just going to keep playing Wemby. Kind of like this. Maybe he gets 22 minutes next game, then he gets 23 minutes. Mitch Johnson and our medical staff, we're kind of just babying him along, and I'm all for it. I mean, let Wemby get 100% healthy. It's kind of like when we had Tim Duncan. We're going to win games in the regular season. We look like we're going to get, hopefully, home court advantage in the playoffs. We're for sure at least going to finish in the top 6. So we're just trying to have Wemby nice and healthy for playoff time. But in his 21 minutes, he has 14 points, 12 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 assists. Wemby's just amazing out there. One thing I noticed pretty much every single game with Wemby, I saw it this game as well. I mention all the time, he'll catch the ball out beyond the 3-point line where he's bringing the ball up in the full court. He has a live dribble, and he'll beat his first man off the dribble. And then as soon as he beats that first man off the dribble, he's going into the paint, and he's out of control a lot of the time when he goes into the paint. He had a charging foul this game, or he'll get into the paint kind of out of control. He'll get ripped, whatever it is. So that's kind of the next thing I want to see Wemby develop is beating that first line of defense off the dribble, which he does a lot. And then once you get into the paint, making a better decision at the second level. But honestly, when I see Wemby getting off the dribble out on the perimeter, I like him dribbling the ball out on the perimeter really only if he has a 7-footer on him and he's going to his dribble package to get to a step back 3 or to work his way into a pull-up 3. But other than that, honestly, I don't really like Wemby initiating the offense out beyond the 3-point line because we have De'Aaron Fox, we have Stephon Castle, we have Dylan Harper. In my opinion, I just think just give it to one of those guys, get down low, get to the free throw line, and let them pass the ball into you so you don't have to be getting those unnecessary turnovers because I've noticed it all season long when Wemby's dribbling out by the 3-point line. He beats that first man, and then usually nothing good happens once he gets to that second line of defense, honestly. But great game for Wemby in his 21 minutes. And then finally, De'Aaron Fox. We would have lost the game. Or actually, Dylan Harper as well. I didn't even notice this was a really Really bad game for Harper. He's 0 for 8. He's 0 for 4 from 3. He's still plus 12 on the plus minus somehow. He has 3 assists, 2 turnovers, 1 point. Just a horrible game for Dylan Harper. We'll call it what it is. I'm sure he's beating himself up. I don't want to use the word beating himself up, but I'm sure he knows he had a bad game. I'm sure he's watching the tape. I'm sure he's getting with all the trainers and everything and just trying to see what he did wrong. But Dylan Harper's been so great all season long. We can he can have a stinker. No one's really worried about Dylan Harper, in my opinion. He looks like a superstar in the making. He's 0 for 4 from 3 this game, but he was 4 for 5 against the Knicks. Then just last game, he was 3 for 5. So looks like he's making some strides in his 3-point shooting, and he just had an off night tonight, to be honest. Then finally, De'Aaron Fox. We would have lost the game if De'Aaron Fox wasn't in the game. De'Aaron Fox is just so great. We expect so much from him. He has 27 points tonight on 52% shooting, and once the game was over, if you asked me about De'Aaron Fox, I probably would have said, yeah, he was all right. He had a decent game out there, and he had freaking 27 points, 6 assists, 7 rebounds, 1 block. He had 0 turnovers. De'Aaron Fox is spectacular. He's probably our best offensive player, to be honest. It's him or Wemby, but I think De'Aaron Fox is a better offensive player, even than Wembanyama right now. You can give De'Aaron Fox the ball just in the half court and say, here you go, De'Aaron Fox. Just go off the ISO, come off a pick, and just create your own shot. And he's our best player on the team at creating his own shot by far, honestly. De'Aaron Fox is so amazing. 27 points, 53% shooting. He's 5 for 7 from 3. He only shoots the 3 free throws. De'Aaron Fox as well. There was multiple times in this game where he got hacked and he doesn't get to go to the free throw line. De'Aaron Fox, kind of the same thing. He doesn't exaggerate contact. And I hate to say it, but I wish some of our players, I hate to say it, I wish they would just start flopping, to be honest. Just exaggerate the contact, learn how to flop and foul bait, and unfortunately, you will get rewarded for doing that, and you'll probably get some more free throws. And I hate to say that, but De'Aaron's been so great for us. It's cool to see our whole lineup healthy out there and kind of see how everybody fits in out there. But, De'Aaron Fox, I think like 2 or 3 games ago, he had like a 9-point game. And, people are always looking at De'Aaron with the magnifying glass because we know he's a superstar level player. So his bad games get criticized more than like if Stephon Castle or Dylan Harper had a bad game. If De'Aaron Fox had Stephon Castle's stat line, he was 4 for 16. I guarantee you people would be beating up De'Aaron Fox way more than Stephon Castle because Stephon Castle is a second-year player and De'Aaron Fox is a superstar level point guard. But De'Aaron was great for us again, the 27 points, 6 assists. The most impressive part was having 0 turnovers with how much he has the ball in his hands. But again, just a disappointing game for the Spurs. We got the win, but if we're playing against a playoff level team, we played like this, we would have lost the game. We came out and we played down to Washington's level, and we were just fortunate to win the game because by the time it was like 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Washington cut the lead to 8 points, and I was worried. I was like, are we about to blow this game to the Washington Wizards? So, thankfully we beat the 5-22 Washington Wizards. De'Aaron Fox came through and was able to do enough for us to win the game. I mean, even across the board, we had 7 players in double digits. So if Vassell has a bad game, Castle, Harper had a bad game tonight. If Fox has a bad game, we always just have so much. We have so much depth that 1 or 2 players can have a bad game, then everyone else behind them can come in and kind of pick up the slack for them. But disappointing win for the Spurs. We will take the win, but we played down to Washington's level. Again, Washington out-executed us. They had 5 turnovers all game long, and that just goes to show we weren't playing really aggressive on defense, and we just came out. We were kind of just chilling all game. We just played a chill game, and we were fortunate that we came out and won the game. But please like and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 7 million subscribers. Let me know what you thought about the Spurs performance, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.